Hello everyone, and welcome back to Rye. Yes, hello to you too. Yes, what do you think? Hello, welcome back to my channel, Rye. My name is Heather, and this little guy is Conan, and today we're going to be talking about sewing. Sometimes I talk about sewing, sometimes about knitting. Today's video isn't about a specific sewing project. This is more about a stash of stuff I have or a collection. So this video is about my love of Liberty fabrics, and I'm hoping that getting everything out and in one place and showing it to all of you means I'll actually sew with them. So first I have to collect the Liberty fabric from all around the house. This is overflow fabric storage. It's some very nice Liberty Tanalon that I keep here, like books, with some sewing books, and yeah, this is overflow. This doesn't fit in the regular fabric storage. So we're gonna need this. We're gonna need these. We're also gonna need to grab this guy. That's a library book. Okay, and then past there we have the fabric and yarn storage. It's very hard to get a full picture of in my little apartment. But this is all fabric. That's where I would like my fabric to live. But then I've got the overflow back in the living room. I've also got overflow on top of these bins where the vintage patterns live. And there's some overflow, haha, stuff in here. And this is more Liberty, but not that. These are in-progress knitting projects, and this, my mom came to visit, so I had to tidy up, and this fabric just got stuffed in here. But these are coming with us today. And one last thing in this bin in the closet. So Liberty is a shop in London, and if you're looking for more of a history of Liberty, this is a good book. I got this from the library just recently. What I was really looking for was a book, just a book that had all their prints in it. So I would know the name of all the various prints that I have, but that doesn't seem to exist. That's probably in their archive. But yeah, if you're looking for a history of Liberty, the store, the business, from 18-something, 1870-something until now, this one is a good book. The short version of all that history is that Liberty is famous for their prints, famous for, I think, especially their their woven cotton Tanalon, which is this beautiful, soft, crisp cotton that colors just look so wonderful and bright on. And every year they release new fabric, new prints. They're just gorgeous. They've got some of their old mainstays, things from their archive that they just keep producing over and over in new colors that people love. And I am people. I'm one of those people. Every time I go to London, I always try and stop by the store. Not because I'm necessarily going to buy anything, because it's an expensive place to go, but it's just so lovely to look around. And I love their fabric floor and looking at all the home things and stuff like that. So it's always fun. It's a beautiful shop. I think the last time I went was in September of 2019, where I took some photos. So the first great thing about Liberty is their fabric. It's expensive. I will say that. It does get expensive. It's good quality, but it's pricey stuff. I feel it's worth it to buy a few lengths. Obviously it's not going to be the only thing I sew with, because I love going to Fabricland and buying what's on sale, but it's nice to have these treats in my stash from Liberty. But I've never actually sewn with any of them, because it's gotten to the point where I'm too scared to cut into it. And I'm scared I will ruin it, or I will mess it up, or I won't do a good enough job, or I'll pick the wrong pattern or something. So whatever projects I make out of these are definitely going to be something that I do a muslin of, or a test run in another cheaper fabric that I don't care as much about. But I'm looking forward to hopefully this year actually sewing with some of this fabric that has literally just been a collection. until now. Until me saying this now, it's just been something I've collected. So, here's my pile. Let's go through it. Now, most of this pile is on the Tanalon. So I love this. This is like trees and fields and flowers in a park. I love the colors. I think my plan for this was a shirt dress, possibly the alder that I've already made 2 of, so I know that's a good pattern for me. I know that's the right size. I've added pockets to the second one I did, so I know I can do that. So that honestly may be the one that happens this year. And all these patterns, all these designs have names, and that's why I got the Liberty book from the library, was to try and figure out the name of the fabric patterns, because I thought the book might show that, and it has a few, but as I said, what I really wanted was a reference volume or a reference website that just had every print they've ever put out with the name, and I just wanted to scroll through it. But I didn't really find anything like that online. I looked through some stores, but then of course you're limited to what that online store has in their inventory. This is another one. This one, oh, actually I must have washed this one because it's all wrinkly. I'll need a good iron before I do anything. But I love this one because it's like pebbles, or even, I don't know, like an alligator scales or something. And I love blues and greens very, very much. So I'm really excited to turn this into something. Again, this is on the Tanalon fabric. It's soft. Somehow it's soft and crisp at the same time. Like, it's nice and smooth, but you can tell from these wrinkles that it's gathered while it's being folded on my bookcase, that it will press very crisp. So it's great for things like tailored shirts, things like that. This is a more classic, one of the classic Liberty florals. I'd say they're very known for florals, and they do a lot of these teeny tiny prints. Again, that's on a navy blue background. It's got green and sort of a corally orange color, I would say. Now, all of these have been collected over many years, and my mum has given me some of these I've bought myself, because we're both sewers and we both know that it's good quality fabric. I don't think either of us has ever cut into anything we've bought over the years. Sometime soon, I hope, this year. This is, I think, Who's Who at the Zoo, or something like that. It's various zoo animals. There's a parrot wearing a little hat. This one obviously hasn't gone through the wash because it's so soft and crisp and shiny and folded very neatly into its little bundle, unlike some of these. This one I bought the last time I was in London, so I know this was from that 2019 trip. And Liberty's famous for their patterns and their florals and all those little things. And I don't know why, out of everything in the Liberty store, but I was just so drawn to this. Sort of blue and gray and sort of a tealy green, sort of kind of a basket weave pattern. But I really enjoyed it, and I think it's not what you expect from them. So maybe it wasn't the wisest choice if I'm going to pay premium for name brand fabric to buy something that isn't recognizable necessarily as that brand, but something about this, I just fell in love with it. And then these 2 lengths I bought 2018 when I was in London. These I didn't buy at Liberty. There's a secret. I will link the blog post where I found out about this shop, but I say it's secret, it's not. There's this fabric store that has a basement full of Liberty, a lot cheaper than buying it at the actual store. It's not knockoff. I don't know how they do it or why they do it, and they have the recent prints, or at least when I was in there they had like that year's prints. It wasn't like it's all the old stock. I don't know how they do it. Can't remember what store's called, but it'll be in the description. So I bought this gorgeous one. I love anything with leaves and trees on it, so this is like a dark brown. It's a brown so dark I would say it's almost black. Probably just showing as black on the camera, and then it's got these great sort of green and yellow and orange trees, lots of tiny little details in it. Again, usually I think shirt dress for this fabric. I'm gonna have to measure all of these before I make anything out of them, because at this point I have no idea how much of each of these I have. I feel like I remember this one is a longer length, and the other one with the trees through the trees in the fields, I think that was a longer length. but I'm going to have to do some measuring, some pre-washing, lots of stuff before I make anything. This is the second piece that I bought in 2018 at the non-Liberty fabric store. And this is the only fabric I have that isn't the cotton, the Tanalon. This is a micro corduroy. So it's super fine corduroy. So we've got this sort of navy blue background with stars, little pinpricks, and then all these circles with different things in, like a camel, the sun, the moon, a globe, sort of a desert scene. I love the colors in it. I love the moon faces and the sun faces. This I definitely bought enough to do a long sleeve shirt dress because it's corduroy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say this now. It's April 2022. I have 7 lengths of Liberty fabric that I have never touched. By the end of this year, I want at least 2 of these made up into wearable garments. I'm saying that to you now. Hold me to it. I'm going to have to write it down somewhere as well. Here's where we veer off the sewing track a little bit and just go into my love of Liberty, Liberty print, Liberty anything. They've also lately been working with other brands, so other brands could sell things with their iconic prints on them. And I have a few of those things that I would like to share, as this is my Liberty appreciation post. These are old, these are shoes. I'm sorry, they're dirty. But these are some Nike runners. I think I asked my mom to get me these years and years ago on one of her trips to London because I couldn't find them in Canada. And I gave her my shoe size and said exactly which ones. And so this was a collaboration with Liberty and Nike. I don't think they're from the Liberty shop. I think they were being sold somewhere else. But yeah, so I've had these quite a long time. For a while I didn't wear them because they were too pretty, which is kind of like not using the fabric because it's too pretty. But then I started wearing them because why have them if I'm not going to wear them, and wear them enough that I wear them out because I like them that much. And they are getting a little holey, a little old. I'm still wearing them, but I was starting to get worried about replacements. So then I bought these. So those were Nike. I honestly don't remember what year. And they're they've got sort of leather trim. The fabric here is sort of a nylon-y fabric with leather trim. These ones are Vans, and I haven't worn them. I'm waiting until those are too old to wear. So these are my replacements for when I wear out those Floral Runners. These are the new Floral Runners, unworn, much nicer to hold up to a camera. And again, so cute. They've got one pattern on the toe cap there, and then the sides are slightly different floral. Oh, and the heel is the larger print. So I'm very excited to wear these. But as I said, I was worried about not being able to find a fun shoe like this after those other ones wore out. But the more and more I'm seeing, I don't think it's going to be a problem. But it seems like Liberty is going to keep doing this. This is no longer a one-off thing that is happening. So that's the Liberty in Vans. I think I bought these at Simon's, which is a Quebec-based department store that's got a few outlets in other provinces. Here's 2 classic British brands. Here's two classic British brands together at last. Liberty and Doc Marten. Remember when this sort of shape of purse was all the rage? It was definitely before I moved to this apartment, so that's at least 6 years ago, probably more. This is this little sort of satchel style purse made of leather, Doc Marten's leather, Liberty fabric. I feel like this has aged a bit. I don't think it was this yellowy when I first got it. I don't think it was exactly white, but I think it was more of a cream. Now it's kind of a yellow. I haven't used this in a while, and I think I should start using it again, because who doesn't love floral? And then if I'm wearing a floral dress and carrying a floral purse, crazy shoes, I'll just be the crazy lady in the neighborhood. So far we've had Nike, we've had Vans, we've had Doc Martens. They've done collaborations with so many other brands. I feel like the items I've been buying are on the less pricey end than a lot of things, but it's still something to save up for. The last items I haven't actually seen yet. I'd been planning this video for a while, I just never managed to get everything together. And then I was thinking about it a couple weeks ago, and then Somehow, the internet read my brainwaves and showed me an ad for Liberty Print sportswear from Puma. And they had everything. I took some screenshots of the store at the time I was looking at it because it was still a new release because you couldn't use a coupon code at that point. And there's leggings and sports bras and t-shirts and shoes. But the thought of floral leggings and a floral sports bra was just so much fun. I still didn't want to pay, I'll admit, I didn't want to pay full price. I thought, okay, I'll watch the website and see if anything goes on sale. And while I did that, I signed up to the email list. And that sent me a coupon code, which I couldn't use when I first got it because it wasn't able to be used on new arrivals. But I waited a few weeks and then I could use it. So I got these at a discount. And as I said, I was thinking about doing this video, then I saw that ad and I thought, I'm going to order those and do the video when I get the parcel. So here we are. Parcel. Scissors. Oh, don't need scissors. I've never owned anything from Puma before. Puma's website, very hard to find the size chart. I mean, they had a size chart. It didn't have measurements. It was just like this size equals this size equals this size. But what is the measurement? That's what I want to know. Is it just because I sew that I want to know those things? Oh, didn't need scissors for that either. Oh well. So here we have sports bra. Hopefully the right size. Very cute. I think I remember the website saying they picked a pattern from the archive. They've picked a pattern with a Puma in it. See, he's there. And then it's also embroidered on the front there. Very cute. Okay, yeah, it's got the cups and the little spot to pull them out for when it goes through the wash. Very happy with that. Do I work out a lot? No. Do I work out at all? Not really, but on the weekend I just want to hang out in my house in something stretchy. Now it's something stretchy with a fun print on it. The pants should match. I was worried about these being too sort of compression-y, so I did order a size up, which I'm hoping was not a mistake. Lovely. Why is there tissue paper in the pants? Love it. I love leggings with this pocket because, as I said, I'm not running in these. I'm lounging around with the dog indoors. And I need somewhere to put my phone. That's the butt. But yeah, these are very cute. And again, they've got that embroidery there. And I think they might meant to be cropped, but I'm a short person, so I think they won't be. I'm very excited. I'm excited to wear that outfit on the weekend while sewing some of that. I'm excited to put those leggings into my weekend rotation because it's all about comfort when I'm just out walking the dog and staying home. I just want to be in stretchy clothes now. But I still also want to make some beautiful shirts to wear to work. And yeah, this was just my quick, hopefully quick, 15 to 20 minute love letter to Liberty and all their collabs and all their, I've seen their stuff at J. Crew. Well, I think J. Crew went bankrupt, didn't they? But yeah, it's all over. It's one of those things you start seeing once you're aware of it. It's just so much fun. I know the prints aren't for everybody, but they're what I love. I think I don't know, I must just have something in common with the designers. I feel like the designers really get me personally with a lot of stuff they put out, a lot of the patterns, so that's always fun for me. I think that's why it's always been something I've loved. My mom also, because she's a sewer as well, she loves Liberty print, so I got that from a very early age. She had a couple shirts and I think a scarf, and has gone on, as I said, to collect fabric like I have. And hopefully maybe this year I make something of it. This is the smallest thing I have. This is a pendant. I think it was, was it the Ianthe design? I bought this for myself when I was in London in 2018, and I really like wearing it. At the time they had two sizes. They had this little size and then a bigger size that was more sort of, probably about that big, sort of thicker and slightly longer. I bought this because it felt more like something I could wear every day. They're not in stock anymore. I checked just before I started doing this video. I think you can probably find them on resale sites now. They did have a few different colors. I just got one that was just silver and blue enamel to keep it simple. That's my Liberty collection that I love very much. Because you know how much I love patterns. But yeah, thanks for joining me for my little love letter to Liberty. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps get my videos out there and shown to other people. And I'll be back with an actual sewing project next time.